Ready-made maths YouTube mathematics training. Teacher and teaching assistant training. Thank you for joining me over the past few weeks for all of the different training videos that we've put together on mental calculation, place value, multiplication strategies and early years. What we're going to be looking at today is a very different, very short video outlining all of the webinar training that I'm about to put together for June and July up until we break up for the summer term. Over the next few weeks, I'm intending to put together a range of different training options that teachers and teaching assistants can access in order to develop training in mathematics at various different topics that are going to be really important when we go back to school in September. So I hope that you'll enjoy this little video and that you'll be able to join me for some of these training sessions over the next month. Hello and welcome back to the Ready-Made Mathematics classroom for what is a very, very different sort of video today. What I'm going to be doing today, rather than doing an online training video as I've been doing for the past 6 weeks, what I'd like to do is just tell you just a very, very brief overview of what I'm planning to do for the next month between now and the summer holidays. I hope you've been following the videos over the past 6 weeks. We've now got quite a bank online of videos that cover initially mental calculation and addition. There's a whole 10 days of videos on there. If you haven't had a chance to have a look, please have a look back. There's so many ideas that you can build in and use to get children's mental calculation skills really, really going and to develop them with a whole range and a repertoire of really powerful strategies. So if you've not had a chance, do take a look at those. There's also a series of early years videos that go into just a few powerful activities for developing early number sense. Again, if you've not had a chance to see them, do have a look on the Ready-Made YouTube channel on some of the other sections and you will find the early years videos. There's a whole section of 7 videos on place value which go really in depth into how place value could be introduced using visuals, apparatus, images, models and so on. And then for the past about 9 days, we've got 9 videos now on developing mental multiplication. So as I said, there's a whole range of about 6 weeks of materials, probably around about, I don't know, something like 40 videos on there, 20 plus hours of training materials as well. So that's kind of brought us in to the end of, at the moment, the videos that I'm going to be putting up online. What I'm now going to be doing for the next month, between now and the summer holidays, is I'm going to be running some online training sessions for teachers, for teaching assistants, for obviously math subject leaders and for anybody who's interested in basically getting some ideas that might really help for when we get back in September to some sort of normality and hopefully a range of ideas that you'll be able to use in order to get things off to a swing when we get back into classrooms. So what I'm intending to do in this session is just basically to briefly show you on the board what I'm intending to do, and then basically on the PowerPoint presentation that will follow, just broken down in a lot more detail with a few more dates and so on. I'll be able to explain exactly what the programme's going to look like over the next month. So what have we got in store from the Ready-Made Maths online training over the next month or so? Well, first of all, can I just say that before I put this package together and these ideas together, I've discussed the ideas with quite a few head teachers that I know really well. What I didn't want to do was to put a big training program together for teachers who currently have got a lot of other things that they're having to cope with, such as all the children arriving back and so on. And the heads that I spoke to said that the teachers are currently have got so much on their plate that to have a 5 or 6 session training module would be quite difficult to access at the moment. What they were very, very keen on though was the idea that we've got there, which is to run some training for both NQTs and RQTs. NQTs obviously some who are currently working alongside colleagues in school at the moment, but obviously a lot of NQTs who are about to start in September have had their training at university kind of broken up by what's been happening so far and are looking for additional training before they start teaching full-time in September. In addition to that, RQTs have started their NQT year this year and have obviously got to a certain point and that's been disrupted by the current situation. And so when I spoke to heads, they were very keen on the idea of some NQT, RQT training sessions that were put on board that were basically looking into the stuff that is really crucial for children's mathematical development. So when they start in September or when they return in September, what are the key things that need to be put in place that are going to have the biggest impact on children, from the word go. So, some of the main elements that we will be covering on those sessions will be very much kind of centered around CPA, on the mastery approach, on being able to give children models and images and visuals and pictures that build up that mathematical understanding. So, quite a large proportion of those sessions will be looking into those elements, both at Key Stage 1 and at Key Stage 2. What I'll also be looking at is developing a little bit of reasoning intertwined into the sessions, and also to look a little bit at some mental maths ideas and other elements that are really important towards delivering high quality mathematics lessons as soon as we get back into place. Just to mention as well, again, having taught this through, although the sessions will be advertised as being aimed at NQTs and RQTs, they'll also be very, very useful for any teacher who kind of lacks confidence in mathematics or just needs a top up in mathematical subject knowledge. So they're not going to be specifically for NQTs and RQTs. Other teachers who want a little bit more support or ideas or activities, they'd be useful as well. So the way that I'm intending to run them, we've got Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2 and early years. I'm going to be running over a 4-week period. I'm going to be running 5 sessions for Key Stage 1. What that will mean is that obviously in one of the 4 weeks they'll be doing 2 sessions, but I've tried to keep it as kind of spaced out as possible. So if you're at Key Stage 1, NQT or RQT, there'll be 5 sessions available over 4 weeks. They'll all be around about 1 hour and 45 minutes in length. And as I said, they'll be aimed at different key elements of mathematics, which I'll explain to you later when we look at the PowerPoint. I'll take you through exactly what's going to be entailed in each of those sessions. That will be very similar for Key Stage 2. Again, Key Stage 2 will be I'll be delivering 5 sessions to Key Stage 2 over a 4-week period, so that in 1 week there'll be 2 sessions kind of spaced out over the week. So I hope that schools will be able to take advantage of those. And as I said, the whole structure we'll look at shortly on the PowerPoint. The third year group key stage that I'm going to be aiming the training at is EYFS. This will be done in a slightly different way. We've got 2 extended sessions of 2.5 hours each for EYFS. Those are intended to build on the training that's already occurred as part of the Ready Made Maths training videos. We've already got a really good package of materials and videos and ideas and activities that are on the YouTube channel. What I'm going to be doing is taking those and building them in and also accessing them as part of the extended sessions for the EYFS. So hopefully there's a really big program of support available there for teachers in early years. That's the main elements of training that I'll be covering. As I say, NQTs, RQTs, and basically anybody else that would like a little bit of subject knowledge training in the key elements of mathematical teaching. The other thing that I'm going to be doing, and this will be open to any teacher in UK primary schools, is I'm going to be doing 2 sessions on mathematical reasoning. This will be looking at a whole school approach to reasoning. A little bit like we've looked at kind of whole school approaches to mental mathematics and developing a repertoire of mathematical skills. We're going to be taking the same idea with reasoning. How can we use the idea of what-if questions to extend children's mathematical thinking? How can we take 12 different strands of reasoning and build them into year 1 and early years and take them all the way up into year 6? Similar strands, but used in slightly different ways. So that's going to be the key focus of those 2 sessions. Again, if teachers are interested in those, there'll be 2 different sessions available on different weeks that'll be complementary to each other, and obviously with one session leading in to the other. Again, I'll explain on the PowerPoint presentation the dates and the structure of those individual sessions. Thanks very much for watching this different type of video today. I've said this many times before, but again, I'm just going to say a big thanks to anybody who's watched any of the previous videos, and for all the people that have subscribed to the channel as well. It's been amazing. I can't believe that in the space of such a short time we've got over 500 people that have subscribed to the channel. There will be more videos coming up at some point in the future. I will put in little mini videos at different times, and as they go up, I will let you know about those. I will tweet out about those. So please, if you're not following me on Twitter, it is at Reddy Maths, and any details about anything that I'll be doing, I will be tweeting out there as well. So as I say, I hope you can continue to check the channel out, and I will be posting at various intervals just some small little teacher training videos on various resources. But for the time being, it's definitely full steam ahead with the online training module. I hope that as many people as possible will be able to access these. The one thing I do want to make clear is that for each of the sessions there will be 2 options for time. So you'll be able to access any of those NQT training sessions. There'll be an option A or an option B. So hopefully it'll make it even easier for teachers to be able to kind of fit them into their diaries at the moment. So that's it for the time being. As I say, I'm going to basically go into the PowerPoint presentation now, take you through the whole structure, and let you know exactly the times, the dates, and the content. But thank you so much for following me over the past few weeks, and I do hope to see as many of you as possible on the training sessions that are coming up over the next month. Thank you so much, and I'll see you there. So, as I've just mentioned, we're going to be looking at NQT and RQT training in Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2, and in EYFS. This is the programme for Key Stage 1 training. Each of the sessions will begin with quality maths teaching, what that looks like, the sorts of approaches we can put in place to develop a high level of mathematics teaching using a range of different effective strategies. The first session for Key Stage 1 will be on Monday the 22nd of June. I'm going to follow that with then 4 consecutive Fridays. On Friday the 26th, in the same week, will be early number sense and also a little look at learning number bonds and doubles. We'll follow that up with a really important session in the 3rd week on place value. On Friday the 10th of July, we'll be looking at addition and subtraction strategies in Key Stage 1. And finally, on Friday the 17th of July, it'll be Key Stage 1, multiplication and division. The aim is that by the end of those 5 sessions, the NQTs, RQTs, and anybody else that's interested in the sessions will have been taken through the models, the images, the visuals, the questions, and the really, really important elements of teaching really number in Key Stage 1. As you can then see, the cost for the sessions will be £100 for the 5 sessions. They'll all last around about an hour and 3/4, and there'll be the option of attending each of the sessions at either 10 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And as it mentions the book, just email me at readymademaths@gmail.com or give me a call on the number there. The Key Stage 2 training follows a relatively similar process. The first session will be in the first week on Thursday the 25th of June, and again that will be a session on what makes quality mathematics teaching in Key Stage 2. The following week there'll then be 2 sessions. On Monday the 29th of June there'll be a session very important on developing Key Stage 2 place value, and that'll lay the foundations for what's then going to come up on Thursday the 2nd of July, addition and subtraction models in Key Stage 2. Thursday the 9th of July, multiplication and division, incredibly important for Key Stage 2 to get to grips with that. And on Thursday the 16th of July, fractions, decimals and percentages, looking at key models and images and visuals and reasoning so that children can approach fractions and its associated areas with really powerful visual pictures behind their understanding. Again, as with Key Stage 1, they are £100 for 5 sessions. And the timings are again the same at 10 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. For EYFS, as I mentioned in the classroom, there are 2 sessions, but these are longer sessions, and they'll also be including quite a few of the elements from the video material that's already online on the Ready Maths YouTube channel. On the 2 EYFS days, we're going to be looking at early number sense, counting skills, very importantly, subitizing and instant recognition of small numbers, which is a key skill for children in early years. We're going to look at models and images, very important again for numbers within 10, including 5 frames and 10 frames. And we're also going to be developing throughout the 2 sessions the use of song and some small elements of story in mathematics. Those sessions will be £50 for 2 extended 2.5-hour sessions. And finally, mathematical reasoning. Again, as I mentioned back in the Ready-Made Maths classroom, These are sessions that are aimed at anybody. They're basically to give teachers the tools to start doing reasoning from the word go, either now, between now and the end of the year with the children that are still in, or to come into the school in September and to basically build mathematical reasoning to every single lesson, so that children are always being given the opportunity to explore, explain, develop their mathematical language, look at the 12 strands of reasoning, and develop deeper mathematical understanding. As I said in the downstairs, we'll be looking at 12 strands of reasoning that we'll be looking at throughout the primary school phase. We'll be looking at short daily activities that can take place in any class. The cost for those two sessions will be £45, and they'll be around about an hour and 3/4. There are slightly different timings. They'll be 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 4 o'clock after school in the afternoon as well. So obviously there'll be quite a few teachers who will be unable to attend during the school day. So I've put one of those sessions on for each of them after school at 4 o'clock. Again, you've got the option of attending either 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock for each of the sessions. And thank you so much for listening and taking the time to look at the different training options that are going to be coming up in June and July. I hope to see as many people as possible for the Ready Made Maths online webinar training. Fingers crossed, I'll see you very soon. Thanks so much.